talking, superheroes have the worst life. If you're a superhero, which superhero would you want to be? I don't really know which one I want to be, but I'm definitely not gonna have like I'll have a secret identity, but I'll not have a 9 to 5 job like Superman. I feel like Superman being like the strongest person ever and working as a newspaper man is like dumb to me.
I
But
feel like a lot of us wanted to
locking.
be a superhero growing up. Seeing Spider Man swing off buildings, Batman gliding through the sky, Iron Man having some of the. I feel like a lot of us wanted to be a superhero growing up. Seeing Spider Man swing off buildings, Batman gliding through the sky, Iron Man having some of the coldest suit ups in the franchise. Like, who wouldn't want to be a superhero? But that's my child brain talking. I was recently rewatching some movies and not gonna lie, fuck no. If I'm offered 24 hours in their shoes, I'm declining. The type of situations they get put through is ridiculous. Also, join the Discord, link in the description. But I actually want to start.
Actually join the Discord, link in the description. For the people watching on YouTube. But like not only what they get into, do superheroes get paid? I think um only in like the boys. That's why like the boys superhero franchise is like but that's why most people say the boys is like the most realistic thing that will happen if superheroes actually exist. Because like most superheroes don't make money. I think the Justice League is funded by Batman, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Most superheroes actually don't make money. So if I'm like a superhero, I'll actually have a fee or something. I don't know. I'll have a fee. Yeah, that's crazy. I'll not work a 9 to 5 hours a superhero. Like, that, like
Or
no.
one of my favorites, Goku, or low-key the Z fighters in
Goku.
general, but we're gonna focus on Goku for a sec. Most of the time when I think about Goku, I think of a dude who loves to fight. Always smiling, always happy, surrounded by loved ones. But realistically, his life sucks. Goku himself don't even realize how annoying his life is. First he gets sent to Earth away from his parents because his planet was getting destroyed. Grandpa Gohan, the man who was raising him, treated him as his own son, died getting trampled on by a monster, and Goku finds out years later that he was that monster who trampled him. He didn't know about what happens when a Saiyan with a
Oh
tail sees a full moon.
yeah, I
Once he's
remember
seen
this.
Vegeta turn into that monster, he said, oh shit. It was me. While fighting for his life, by the way, mid scuffle, realized he killed his first actual family member. But that wasn't even the worst part about this day. But before we get to that, let me talk to y'all real quick. Usually in my free time, I like to game and whatnot. And I want to tell you how
Mm-hmm.
my favorite game just launched the most.
Kelvin. Hit him with an ad.
Sponsoring this video.
Yo, Emma, what's good?
Imagine being at peace for years, kicking it with your son and friends, and then all of a sudden a nigga in a battle ready leotard pulls up claiming to be your brother, tells you to come with him to conquer this planet. Oh, you refuse, I bet I'ma take your son. What? And then laughed and Gohan's face. He had no reason to do that. He is terrified for his life and he got this dude chuckling directly in his eardrums. Then he flew off with his child saying he'll be back in 24 hours. Went from a chill, peaceful day to the worst day of his life. So him and Piccolo pull up. Ultimately they do take him down, but it required Goku to get shot through his fucking chest. So now he's dead, but in the afterlife he's still training because in a year, 2 more Saiyans are gonna pull up. Imagine dying.
I think Goku's brother was like the most pointless character ever. Why did they make him his brother? Why did they make the guy his brother? I don't know. He just came out and died. So the death was like meaningless. I love deaths in anime. That's why I love Akame ga Kill. Because almost all the characters died. Am I the only one who watched Akame ga Kill and like didn't realize the main character was Akame till the end? Because of the way their plot worked. I don't know.
And still needing to clock into work. So Vegeta and Nappa made it to Earth, and Krillin is such an L man. I just gotta mention that. Vegeta was talking down on Raditz, and he was like, Raditz?
They talking shit about Raditz, the guy who y'all barely won against? The guy who beat y'all ass, beat you and Goku's ass, that Raditz? They talking about him?
Like, damn, bro, we get it. Whose side are you on? Anyways, Yamcha dies. Chaozu tries sacrificing himself,
Yo,
but that
that
shit
Yamcha
did
pose is
nothing.
iconic,
Tien
man.
dies. Piccolo dies. Half the squad got murked in under an hour, and I know he's in his head right now like, damn. Y'all are so ass. Couldn't even get a bottle of water before having to save y'all. And Krillin talking about some, don't worry about your dad, Gohan. Let's head home to a nice, Hot, steaming, savory, slow-cooked, patiently simmered, lovingly prepared, deeply seasoned, richly aromatic,
Melt in your mouth, hearty, feeling soul soothing, body restoring, stress melting, fatigue ending, long awaited, long overdue, well earned, home cooked, end of the day, finally safe meal.
Wouldn't you like that, Gohan? Really? I gotta smack this nigga, boy, talking about food at a time like this. 4 of his homeboys died, his best friend out there fighting to save the world, and he ready to go home and kick his feet up. You lazy bitch. You better go in that backyard and hit some jumper jacks, nigga. Act like you doing something. So Goku fights Vegeta, actually wins the first round. But once he turned into a great ape, he got swatted into the mountain, gets both legs crushed, damn near got the life squeezed out of him, tries to have a heartfelt moment with his son, started stomping him out. Now they do eventually get Vegeta to retreat, but wait, we got a problem. All of our homies are dead. And with Piccolo dead, the Dragon Balls are gone. No need to worry though, we can just go to Planet Namek and use their Dragon Ball. Of course. Why would it ever be that simple? Frieza has his hands on the Dragon Balls while Vegeta is on his way. So after experiencing probably the worst day of his life, he barely gets a break and has to immediately fly out to go to Namek. And when he arrives, he sees Krillin and Gohan beat the fuck up. Gohan's neck broken and all. Imagine if he didn't have senzu beans. So let's fast forward to when he actually...
Senzu beans are actually like a cheat code in Dragon Ball, gang. Senzu beans are like the main food source, what I call it, right? The main power up. It's like the cabbage in that cartoon. I forget the name of the cartoon, gang.
Fights Frieza. And yeah, his best friend gets obliterated right in front of him. The guy he knew for all his life, gone in an instant. Unlocks Super Saiyan, fights Frieza again, but Frieza was getting his ass beat so bad, he resorted to putting the planet on a timer. So after Goku takes down Frieza, he had nowhere to go. And it was easy to believe he wouldn't make it off the planet. But we know what happened. Luckily, he was able to find a space pod and made it out. Some time goes by, and when Goku finally made it back to Earth, back to his family and friends, he's immediately hit with the news, hey, I'm from the future. 3 years from now, androids are going to emerge and make some shit shake. I'm talking everybody you love. Gone. Oh, and by the way, you're gonna die way before that. You're gonna die to a heart virus. But good thing for you, I got the cure. So y'all go ahead and start training. I'll be back in 3 years. So not only is he immediately thrown into another main quest, but finds out he's the reason Trunks' entire timeline got wiped out. Dr. Gero built those androids to specifically kill Goku. Android 19 and 20, first thing they do is blow up this...
On God. Like, Dragon Ball is just like a bunch of junkies trying to fight, gang. Most of the times, the plot is like, oh wow, you're strong. I want to be stronger. Let's fight and destroy the world. I think that's like the entire plot of Dragon Ball, gang. Because there's like no goal behind most of them. That's why like most of the villains done good. Because there's like no goal behind any of them.
City. And with his fight with 19, that heart virus appears. So once again, he is on the sidelines praying that these trash ass niggas don't get washed. And after Gohan embarrassed Cell to the point where he said, fuck it, I'm taking the earth out with me, Goku was the only one able to prevent that. Teleported Cell away, sacrificing himself. Just for that nigga to come straight back. Now they do beat him for real the second time, but I'd be heated. I sacrificed myself, at least give me the moment. But this is when Goku realized it may be better if he stayed dead. It seems like all the bad things are attracted to him. So to make sure everyone could stay safe, he decided it was best for him to not come back. Missing out on the rest of Gohan's childhood. The birthdays he'll never see, the moments he'd never be there for. Having to leave Chi-Chi to raise their son alone, knowing she'd have to be strong without him. Never being able to talk with his friends again, knowing this day was the last day they ever stand together. So 7 years go by. 7 years of peace. Goku was given a day past the Earth, a singular day. And it just happens to be the day where he has to go up against a pure demon, Majin Buu, Kid Buu, Super Buu, Evil Buu, Teen Buu, whatever version of Buu you want to talk about, it don't matter. That nigga needed to be erased. He needed to go. But before we get to Buu, he had to deal with Vegeta. He let himself get put under Babidi's control just so he can box Goku, blowing up innocent people, and Goku was like, no, the Vegeta I know wouldn't do something like this.
What?
Are you positive? So they fought for a while until they felt the presence of Majin Buu. Vegeta agreed to chill, but in reality, he slimed him out. Slimed him out just to sacrifice himself for nothing. Seems to be a reoccurring theme. Right after, he turns a whole city into candy and devours them all, goes to the next city, blows them up, goes to another city, turns them all into clay, making a new house. And since Goku went Super Saiyan 3, his timer on Earth ran out, so once again, he gotta observe from the sidelines. So then Super Buu proceeds to kill every
Wasn't it true that he could have beaten Majin Buu in that fight? I remember the fight. I don't remember it vividly well. It's been long since I watched Dragon Ball. But I remember they said he could have won the fight, but he just wanted to see if the people of Earth could like handle themselves without him. But it was like 7 years, gang. They can handle themselves without you. What even happened? What even brought out Buu? Dead ass forgetting about it.
single person on the planet because he was bored. Also killed Chi-Chi because she did some dumb shit like slap the nigga who eradicated all of existence. Nice one. Fast forward, he absorbs Gotenks and Piccolo. Damn. Absorbs Gohan right after. Damn. Goku and Vegeta fuse into Vegito, giving us some hope. Was able to free the ones who got absorbed, but guess what? Super Buu turns into Kid Buu, the original Buu. Not a single word was said. He simply decided to blow up the entire planet. But that wasn't enough for him. He teleports to the afterlife. How the fuck do you teleport to the afterlife and start boxing dead
Insane,
niggas?
gang.
But after that, they do event.
Dead ass. I've watched Goku. I don't know. Sound like I've not watched Goku. I don't remember what was like the main Boo's goal. I think Buu was just destroy, right? The fight in Goku basically make no sense. Most of them, there's not like a big plot behind it. I'm not saying the storytelling is like perfect. It's really good. Goku is like one of the good at anime, but most of the times they're like, "Oh, I'm stronger. I wanna be. I'm weak. I wanna get stronger. So I will let a fucking devil into my body." Dumb. It's so dumb.
Eventually beat Buu, so yeah. We could talk about Super, but I'm gonna leave that for another video. Now for the next one, Invincible, Mark Grayson. We all know
Invincible. He has like one of the fucking worst names, gang. What superhero do you think has suffered the most? I'm not talking about like anime, like main superheroes. I think it's him. Yeah. I don't really know. Let me know your thoughts though. I feel like him, Batman didn't really. I wouldn't say suffer like through hardship. He had his parents killed, but I don't know. What a super. I'm not really caught up with like superheroes that much. What superhero has the worst backstory? For him, it's not really his backstory. He's growing up. It was good. It's when he grew up that became fucking hell.
his life is hell. He just got his powers and his first big job is having to deal with an alien invasion. Seeing all these innocent people get murked. Tried saving a grandma but just ended up mangling her limbs. They invade again, but this time he gets beat on by this brute. Was sitting there getting pulverized until his pop saved him. And then later on he made a deal with Titan to take down his boss, but little did he know, one of the strongest beings in existence was in attendance. Till this day, I don't know how Machine Head just casually hired Battle Beast, like he was just a phone call away. But before having to deal with him, he was getting jumped by the grunts until he knocked him into the sky and his pops is just sitting there watching. He must have came to check on Mark but then heard Battle Beast and said, fuck no, you gonna have to hold that, son. Praying for your safe return. Then we cut back to Mark, got a little adrenaline rush, took out the grunts, but he was feeling himself a little too much. Humbled immediately, proceeds to get foot to the face.
On God, if I get pumped in a fight, it's over, gang. Like someone puts me down like this, you know. First of all, I would think like, what the fuck made me fight a nigga that could do this shit to me, gang? Like, what the fuck?
head palmed, picked up and beat straight back down. If I was Mark and I made it out of this, I'd vow to never help a living soul ever again. This
like,
day
actually,
is
yeah.
actually top 2 worst days of his life. So then the Guardians pull up just to also get their ass beat, and then he turns back.
Yo, the Guardians were like one of the fucking worst superhero. Is like one of the fucking worst superhero teams in existence, gang. What the fuck have they done? Like, actually, what the fuck have the Guardians done that actually like helps out? All I see them do come into a fight, get beat, get shit on, and fucking maybe Mark or someone else comes to save the day. It's so bad, actually.
Back around to Mark like, please, bro.
Please leave me alone, please.
Hit him so hard it popped his suit. The only reason they all survived is because he allowed it. He was bored. He had no interest in fighting bums. And the worst thing about Mark's life is his pops, Omni-Man, the strongest man on Earth, a global symbol of hope. Everyone trusted him to keep the world safe. But the truth comes out. He was the one who killed the Guardians of the Globe. Earth wasn't his home, it was an assignment. A Viltrumite sent here to conquer the planet. And the moment Mark refused to help, he was put through hell. Omni-Man made sure to get as many innocent people involved as possible. He didn't give a damn. Made him watch as they crushed every being on this train. And he wasn't just beating his ass. He was beating his ass with style. Put that boy in slow-mo, smacked his body off the ground, flew him into the air while telling him how all these lives mean nothing. Humans are just insects. Then proceeds to play ping pong with his body until he flew him through a cruise ship. Did that just cause he can. He just wanted to hold them. Carnival stocks plummeted. And then he threw him into a mountain, causing an avalanche, killing the entire village. And then finally, the most iconic scene. He quite literally just starts violating him. Till this day, this is still one of the most ferocious ass beatings I've ever witnessed. Doing all this to his son. But even after all that, there's still something worse. Something worse than Battle Beast. Something worse than Omni-Man. I'm sure you all know where I'm going. Amber. 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 And I would talk about season 2 and 3, but I already talked about those on the channel, so y'all go peep. But the next one on the list, Spider-Man. His life sucks. I'd be damned if I'm spending my free time
I think the latest Spider-Man, right? No Way Home was the one who sucks the most because he fucking everyone doesn't remember him. I wanna see how that shit continues, gang. Oh my god, I'm so ready for Spider-Man. Oh my god. How do you think they'll get to remember him back? Or do they not remember him? I'll probably cry if they don't remember him. Oh, it will be so good if they don't, gang. On God. Your dot was good. It will be so good if they don't, gang. Oh. What would I want more though?
live in the city, and here comes J. Jonah Jameson spreading nothing but hate on my name. He could have just saved a baby from a burning building, and you hear Jonah on the radio, saved. He dangled an infant 50 feet in the air with no safety net. What? Like Jonah. The baby was on the 13th floor. Should we have taken the stairs? Craziest part is, the citizens would hear that shit and believe it. I would have quit the millisecond I heard him on the radio. Yeah.
I think what happened to Spider-Man with Jonah is what's going on with Kai right now, gang. So I think he's just trying to read, gang. He's getting clown on. People are saying that people who are saying why is he, if you want to like better himself, why is he posting it on the internet? Nigga, he posts almost every single thing on the internet, gang. Like, what the fuck? Like, let that nigga read, gang. But the grapes is OD though. The grapes.
Yeah, the next time the Sinister Six is in town and you got a 7'9", 500-pound rhinoceros at your doorstep, don't call for Spider-Man. I won't be answering the call. But I don't think Jonah is the worst part. Worst part is, after saving the city 300 times, he comes back home with a rent notice on the floor. All of these heroics and he's broke. Gets thrown.
What I'm saying, gang. If I was a fucking superhero, gang, on site, when I'm done saving you, you're getting a bill. You're getting a fucking bill. I don't care, gang, and I'm not paying taxes on that shit. So fuck you, fuck the government. Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck?
Going through at least 12 walls a day and he still can't catch a break. Exactly why I couldn't be a hero. I started charging people by the minute.
Thank you, on God, gang. After I save you, gang, it will cost more than an ambulance, gang. Dead ass, gang. You you get you get saved and get into debt just to pay off my bills, gang. On God.
If you're injured,
Cause dead ass, I'm not gonna like you're not gonna need a superhero for like a regular shit. So like, why the fuck are you getting chased down by a supervillain gang? Pay up, pay up.
on a building and I swing you from a hospital and that trip took 5 minutes, I'm expecting $50 for my service. You refuse, I promise I'll
$50. The fuck? At least 200. At least 200. Not like a normal rescue, sure, like 20, 30. But like if I fucking fight off a supervillain, if I'm fighting Dr. Octavius, cause you're just standing there and I'm fighting a fucking supervillain, I have to swing and catch you because you don't have the fucking instinct to run. Nigga, you're paying 1,000. A fucking what do you fucking think?
swing you back up. Oh, but I thought you were a hero. Aren't you Spider-Man? Nah, I'm the black one. The black one. And there's so many situations that heroes are put in that if I was put in the same situation, I would have just left. Like at the end of Spider-Man 1 when he had to save MJ and the kids and Goblin came rushing in trying to impale him, bro, I'm dropping them. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have gotten a chance to get that close. I would have been at the top of the bridge by now. Or later on, when he caught a grenade to the face, I'm calling a timeout. I realized I'm in over my head. I wasn't expecting to be fighting real demons. Or when the Goblin came back in No Way Home putting the beats on Tom. He ate his hit and then punched him out the window. Allowed him to get a barrage of hits off just to laugh in his face and then proceeded to slam him through the floor. Picked his ass up, busted his back on the ceiling, and then spears him through multiple floors. 5 to be exact. And then he kills Aunt May. Would have been my last night wearing the mask. Never in my life have I seen him get beat like that. But even simple stuff like running out of webs, and that happened multiple times, and each time it was his back taking that hit. I'm taking at least a week break from swinging after that. I can still do my basic heroic deeds, but I'm using public.
I don't like I still don't understand. I think there's only one Spider-Man that doesn't need web shooters, right? Why do they need web shooters? It doesn't make sense to me. They shouldn't need web shooters, gang. Which of the Spider-Mans don't need web shooters? That's forgotten. And if you wanna be accurate, he should be he should be bringing out webs from his butt. Spider-Man should be swinging from his ass, gang.
Transportation. I'm gonna be too afraid to jump off rooftops. And even later on when he's fighting Doc Ock, out of everyone in the crowd, he just happens to grab my aunt. I bet if Peter was a bank teller, this would never have happened. Being a superhero just gives you negative luck. He was really chilling at a coffee shop and the nigga threw a car at the window. What? He tells Peter to tell Spider-Man to meet him somewhere. And of course, Peter's gonna say, hey man, I don't know where he's at. Then runs off with MJ like, gosh, again? You got kidnapped the last movie. But I mean, at least he still has his girl, cause you know, Andrew, not so lucky. And every Spider-Man has to go through their best friend wanting to kill him. But out of all three, Tom had it the worst. He had it all, but then lost it all. Had Aunt May, a roof over his head, not worrying about rent, but now she's gone. Had Tony Stark, the father figure in his life, but now he's gone. At the end of No Way Home, a spell was casted that had everyone forget who Peter Parker was. So he lost MJ, Ned, anyone who knew who he was. Oh, and by the way, he's broke.
On God, gang. All my fucking life, gang. Every single thing is like, oh yeah, damn. Him being broke. Every superhero that's broke, gang. I'm not doing that shit. On my life. I will have an app. Wait, like you can call me in like a second. It'll be like 911. You can call me on 477. Call me in, get ready for that bill out. You can take your time to pay, but you're paying that shit. Like, what the fuck?
Got an apartment now, but those
If you're a Batman, that's different though. But I'm not
brand
gonna
new paper is
be
going to be coming
fucking
soon.
shocked.
And all the Avengers are either dead, trash, or somewhere in space. Can't ask nobody for help. Spider Man has it bad. But someone who has it worse, Wolverine.
Oh my god. Fuck. I remember Tony Stark died and he left him with glasses. 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 Yo, bro, give me at least a mil. You're gonna die and fucking I'm gonna inherit like glasses. Give me a mil. What the fuck? Fucking leave me with glasses. No.
His healing factor alone would suck with how long his lifespan is, but the things he's been through made it 10 times worse. When he was a
Oh
child,
my god. How many people here's favorite X-Men was Wolverine? Me. I love that nigga. Love him. Love him. I'm still like mad that the X-Men just got fucking ended from nowhere. If you find a way to bring another movie, another X-Men movie, I'll eat that shit up. Fucking eat that shit up, gang. I love me some X-Men. I even watched Gifted, the series Gifted. I love it. Loved it.
this man walks into his house, popped his dad. He awakens his ability, kills that man, but then oh, he finds out something very important. Turns out his father wasn't actually his father. He is. The guy he just killed was his real dad. First 3 minutes of the movie, by the way. So now it's only him and his brother Victor. Grew up together, fought in like 4 different wars. Even when Victor started tweaking a little bit, Logan still stood by his side. That's until Victor really lost it when he was okay with killing an innocent man. So Logan said, yeah, no, I'm out of here. Went their separate ways. Fast forward to when he found himself a girl, living the good life, until she dies. Got killed by his own brother. Now bent on revenge, he accepts Stryker's proposal and pretty much becoming invincible. Getting metal, adamantium melded to his spine. Anesthesia doesn't work on him, so he's feeling every bit of that. Then he overhears that Stryker was actually planning on erasing his memory, so he runs away. This kind couple was nice enough to take him in, but they died too. Blew up the house at that. Their bodies are ashes. Fast forward again to where you find the island Stryker is stationed at. And guess what? His girl never died. Her job was to keep an eye on him. And you know what her powers are? Tacto hypnosis. She can influence anyone she touches. Can't make this up. He's been going through it the entire movie and we're still not done. A few minutes later, she gets the chance to tell him, oh, I never tricked you. It was real for me too. 5 minutes later, Logan finds her with a bullet hole in her gut. She does die at the end of this, but all of a sudden, he gets shot with adamantium bullets. Caught a bullet to the head twice, erasing his memories. The only hint he has to who he was is the name Logan written on his dog tag. And something similar happened in the X-Men Last Stand movie. Well, kinda. His girl died again. But he was the one who had to kill her because he was the only one able to get close. And this scene scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. I don't remember why either. I don't know if it was because everything was turning to dust or what. Something in this scene just terrified me. But of course, the Logan movie. The best
Oh my
superhero movie of all time. This is when they finally stopped.
The Logan movie was so peak, my guy. Yo, the Logan movie was so peak, bro. Oh god, that shit was fucking 10/10, gang. I don't know, like, find a way to fucking bring him back, gang. They brought him back for the Deadpool movie. They can bring him back again, gang. I love me some fucking Wolverine, gang. Love me some Wolverine.
Pushing us in a stroller and let us walk on our feet. This is what Wolverine is supposed to feel like. In the other Wolverine movies, he'd stab someone and no blood would be seen, but in this,
And this little
full
girl
body
basically
parts were flying. But even so,
Oh
it
my
was
God.
depressing. A movie about old man Logan trying to live out his final moments with a sick Charles that
Fuck. Yo, this movie was so fucking hard to watch, gang. I love it. I think it's like one of the only movies I watched like 3 times, gang. Fucking ate it up, bro. Loved every moment of that shit, bro. It was fire, gang. Fire.
X-Men are gone,
Might watch
mutants
it
are now
again.
on the brink of extinction, and the adamantium fused with him that once felt like finding a gold scar is now poisoning his body. I'm pretty sure his original plan was to buy a boat, sail away with Charles, stay with him until the end, and when Charles was gone, use that single adamantium bullet to take himself out. Now, of course, that didn't happen. Instead, he had to watch Charles bleed out, and the one who did it was a clone of himself. Now, if you don't know, Charles is the one who gave Logan a purpose after he lost his memories. So that was kind of like losing his father. So after that, he dedicated the rest of his life to helping
Yeah,
Laura, aka his daughter.
this girl gang, was he actually his daughter? Did I forgot it? I want to see a movie about her. If there's a movie about her, just tell me in the comment section. I don't know if there was. If there is, I want to see more of her gang. I think she was like she appeared in Gifted, right? I guess I don't know. I'm not sure. But I want to see more of her gang. Oh my god, I love me some Logan. I love it. I love it.
Daughter, aka the GOAT. Hey Marvel, I'm still waiting on her movie by the way.
Thank you. Yo, I need that shit. Please.
By helping her and her fellow mutant friends escape their captors. But in the process, had this fire ass scene. Like I can't talk about this movie and not glaze this, bro. Berserk Logan. That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT! Not gonna lie, I got this over Infinity War, Endgame, whatever movie moment you have in your mind.
Calm down. Hold on now. Hold on now. Infinity War. I don't know about it. I got this. I can have this over Endgame. The fact he died is like, yo. I mean, him dying is part of the reason why it's like that high up. I think it's like a 10 over 10, 10 out of 10 movie for me. What do you think it's rated? I'm gonna check it out after this.
I have this over that. But anyways, this is an elderly man we're talking about. He can take out everyone here except himself. There was truly no way he's winning going against a prime version of himself. Yeah, he was doomed from the start. And it took Laura shooting him with that adamantium bullet to kill him. Man, the first time the entire movie, she calls him dad. Till this day, the scene still gets
Yo,
me.
I
In
cried, yo. I remember
2017,
watching
my
this
first time seeing this, I'll gladly say I was bawling. Tears running down my face, throat scratching. You would have thought I lost an actual loved one the way I was acting. But yeah, his life sucked.
And when she turned the cross to an X. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, this movie is so big. Oh, yo. Bringing bad memories, gang. Oh my god, I've not been recording now. I'm actually pissed. But I loved every single part of this shit, bro. God damn.
every good thing was followed by 10 terrible things. He could not catch a break. And honestly, this could really extend to mutants in general. The human race hates mutants with every fiber of their being. A mutant would save their life, but the second they find out what you are, don't touch me, you filthy mutant. Like shit got crazy over there. They say mutant like it's a slur. They'll hate on Wolverine, but then go and praise the Hulk, the giant green monster. Oh, he's just a superhero. I promise it doesn't make any sense. At first, I thought the X-Men universe was just completely separate from the MCU, like a whole different timeline where people don't like anything that isn't normal, but Deadpool made it seem like everything was connected, so at this point I don't know. Whatever side of the world the X-Men are on is pure racism. Like there was a whole war going on, thousands of them in captivity. Humans built machines that adapt to every mutant ability, and then honestly we lost. The mutants lost. Logan had to go back in time to make sure the war never started. And even in the Logan movie, we find out they made a drug that stops the birth of mutants. Like they did not like them at all. But the next one we got Bruce Wayne. As a child, he witnessed both his parents get murdered. So he became Batman, putting fear into criminals' hearts to make sure
I think
no one
Batman
else
is the like only hero I would like, consider being because he's fucking rich. The others that are fucking poor, Logan. Oh my god. Like being a superhero and poor is like Batman, Iron Man making good money. I can consider that, but like
ever went through the same pain. Sounds great, right? But everyone wants to be Batman until it's time for the mandatory Bane beating, until Bane snaps your fucking spine, or just having to deal with the Joker. He's the type of nigga to strap a bomb to a baby's chest and tell you, so Batman, will you save the baby or stop the gas leak in a daycare 100 miles from here? It's like it's all fun and game.
Well, I think Batman, like, one of the reasons why he's in the most of the situations he is in, because he doesn't kill. All fucking superheroes that don't kill is fucking weird to me. It's so weird. You're gonna let the 10-foot tall man who just killed 10 people survive? What? Like, actually, what the fuck, gang? He just walked through the fucking city and destroyed 7 houses, probably killed like 3 families. And you're gonna put him in a metal box. What the fuck? Actually, what the fuck? Like, superheroes, like, I don't kill. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Until he gives you an
That's why people say
impossible
The Boys
choice.
is, like,
And not to mention
a
how he
good
barely
depiction of
gets any
superheroes.
downtime. At night, he's protecting Gotham, and during the day, he's running one of the biggest companies in the world. All shits and giggles until you're off 40 minutes of sleep. Or how he has to worry about the people he works with getting hurt, Barbara getting paralyzed, Jason Todd getting tortured, Lucius getting blown up if we're talking about the games, Nightwing dying to a fucking stick. Like, I'm sure he blames himself for most of those
Maybe
too.
died to a
Like,
stick.
imagine waking up one day, seeing Scarecrow douse a random diner with fear toxins, and then hacking into the billboard saying this is only the beginning, so now the entire city is getting evacuated, and now all that fills the streets are a bunch of criminals doing random stuff like flipping cars. Like, did you get joy out of that? What was the purpose? And then all of a sudden, some guy calling himself the Arkham Knight pulls up with a weird obsession to Batman. At the start, we had no clue who this was, so I know Batman was just like, dude, who are you? Even later on, the entire city gets flooded with toxins. Like, he did all this in one night on a random Tuesday.
Man.
Also, this wasn't a main mission, but it should have been. When Catwoman got kidnapped by the Riddler. Now, that was my main priority. Fuck whatever Scarecrow got going on. I had more important things to do. But speaking of her, one of the worst things is Batman's canon event. Meeting Catwoman, Selena Kyle. And it must work the same way it does in a Spider-Man movie. His canon event is...
Like, if you were a supervillain and there's like, no, let me not say a regular villain, and there's like Superman roaming around, will you still fucking commit crime? Fuck no. Like, I mean, I know he doesn't kill, gang, but he can punch me through 3 buildings. Gonna go rob a bank? Me? I'm gonna work at McDonald's. Like, fuck no. Especially The Boys. I mean, I don't think people knew that he killed people. Like, yeah, there's a point that they knew. At that point, gang, fuck no, I'm gonna be a fucking pastor. I'm not coming. I'm not even loitering, gang. What the fuck?
To meet her and never get with her, or it's a one night type thing. Because if he goes any further than that, the universe is going to get unstable, going to start unraveling. And I promise, if I was Batman, we're all dead. At the end of the Batman movie, when Selena said, yo, you should come with me, yes, immediately. I was hoping he was going to say that. Actually, I hid my suitcase around the corner. I'm ready. Gotham would have never seen me again. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Probably gonna do a part 2, so put some superheroes down in the comments. Movies, cartoons, comics, just anyone.
W fucking video, gang. W fucking video.